Well, around the time that you were working with the government on the commission and so forth, you were living near the World Trade Center on 9/11.
Still do, yes.
Oh, you still do?
Yes.
So
4 blocks away.
you heard the planes hit the building and everything else like that?
So I did not see the first plane.
Mm-hmm.
There was just smoke. I went to vote that morning. It was a Tuesday. There was some primary of some lesser election. And I'm walking back and there's smoke coming out of that, and there's sirens. So that's odd. It's a bad accident, tragic accident. And everyone else is thinking the same thing. And so I was worried because I'm closer to the base of the towers than they are tall, which means if it falls, it could fall on my building. So if you want to know the math of that, it's kind of fun. To see the top of the building, if your sight line is higher than 45 degrees, that means you are closer to the base of the building than the building is tall. And so I went out with my camcorder, which is all we had at the time, camcorders, and I zoomed in. I had a 9x optical zoom just to see how bad is this? Is it going to collapse? If it does, how might it collapse? At that point, this huge explosion comes out the South Tower. And my view from the south of the South Tower was blocked by the Hilton Millennium Hotel. And so this huge, biggest explosion I've ever seen, rivaling Hollywood, rivaling the explosion in Die Hard, where the entire floor blows out from the C4. It was bigger than that, And I remember cowering from the pulse, the radiative pulse of this explosive energy. And that's when people freaked out in the road, because it goes from a sad accident to, oh my gosh, this is a terrorist attack. We're under attack. People did the probability instantly in their heads. You don't have 2 buildings explode in that moment, within an hour. So I remembered having not seen the plane because our view was blocked. There's this huge explosion, but there's no shockwave. And I said, how could we not have a shockwave? That's odd. So I wonder what blew up. I would later learn it's rocket fuel, basically. And it's something called a deflagration wave, where if you atomize fuel and you ignite it in one place, there's a rate at which the flame will move through the atomized particles and the vapor. And that's a deflagration wave. And that can have quite a bit of pressure built up within it, but nothing like the shock wave of an explosion from a bomb. If you study explosions like the Oklahoma City explosion, that shattered windows quarter mile away. That's the shock wave that does the damage when you have such an explosion from a bomb. If it's just fuel catching fire abruptly, it's a very different phenomenon. And so it barely made any noise. I mean, it was in the din of the background city noises that you could see it, but you definitely felt it.
Yeah, crazy. That was definitely a crazy day in America.
Right, and it was an assault on America, assault on my city, but it was also an assault on my backyard.
Yeah.
My 2 kids were 9 months and 5, or 5.5, and I said 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5.5. And the World Trade Center Plaza, we would push them through on strollers. And we'd look up and walk around it. And so it was a multiple assault on my neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely a rough time for us.
Yeah.